video lecture on theory of torsion, which we study in mechanics of materials. The theory of torsion is very much important topic for mechanical engineering, also for civil engineering students. Now let us first discuss what is torsion. Now to understand the concept of torsion, let us discuss one example of a screwdriver. Now here it is the example of torsion of a screwdriver due to a torque T applied to the handle. Now when we use our hand to rotate this screwdriver, in this case a twisting couple or a torque is T, which is applied over the handle of this screwdriver. At the same time, the shank of the screwdriver tends to twist or tends to deform. So in this case, if we see the example of this screwdriver, here in this case the twisting moment T is applied about the axis of this screwdriver. Because of that, the screwdriver tends to twist, and at the same time the shear stresses will be developed in the shank of the screwdriver. Now let us discuss one more example of the torsion, that is transmission shaft. Now in case of a transmission shaft, the energy get transferred from one component to the other component. So here in this case the energy get transferred from generator to the turbine. So in this case the rotation of the shaft takes place, and when the rotation of the shaft takes place, the twisting moment T or the torque is applied at both ends of this shaft. So in this case, if we observe this twisting moment or a torque, it is applied about the axis of this shaft in this case. So here we can define a torsion as it is the twisting of a straight bar when it is loaded by movements or torque that tend to produce rotation about the longitudinal axis of the bar. Now let us discuss what is pure torsion. Now when a shaft of a circular section is subjected to equal and opposite end couples or opposite torques whose axes coincide with the axis of the shaft, then it is called as pure torsion. So here in this case we can see this is a circular shaft, and at its ends we can see here the twisting moment T are applied. So in this case, if when we say this T and T dash both are equal and opposite in direction, and both the torques are applied about the axis of this shaft, then we say that it is the case of a pure torsion. Now let us discuss theory of pure torsion. Now while discussing theory of pure torsion, first of all we have to study assumptions in theory of pure torsion. Now the first assumption is that the material of the shaft is uniform throughout. So the material of the shaft will be same throughout its all dimensions. Now the second assumption is that the section of a shaft is circular throughout its length. The third assumption is that the twist along the shaft is uniform. So whatever is the twisting is happened because of the torsion, we need to assume it as uniform throughout the length of the shaft. Now next assumption is that normal cross sections of the shaft which were plane and circular before twist remain plane and circular even after the twist. It means that plane section before twist remains plane after twist also. Now the last assumption is that all diameters of the normal cross section which were straight before the twist remain straight with their magnitude unchanged after the twist. Means all the diameters of the cross section of the shaft which were straight before the twisting will be remaining same or straight after the twisting also. Now let us again consider a circular shaft which is fixed at one end and subjected to a torque at the other end, which is shown in figure. Now in this figure, if we see here, this is a circular shaft whose length is L in this case. Now it is subjected to a twisting moment T or torque to its one end. Now in this case the length of this shaft is L, R is the radius of this circular shaft. So now if we here consider this end of this shaft is subjected to a twisting moment T in this direction. At the same time, here at this fixed support, the opposite resisting moment or opposite torque will be developed in this case to get the equilibrium. So here in this case, we can consider this circular shaft is in pure torsion. Now, as a result of this torque, every cross section of the shaft will be subjected to the shear stress. As this circular shaft is subjected to twisting movement, every cross section of this circular shaft, which is circular, tends to twist or tends to rotate in this case, and because of that the shear stresses will be developed over the length of this circular shaft. Now let the line CA on the surface of the shaft be deformed to CA dash and OA to OA dash. So here in this case, initially if we consider this line CA, now here in this case it is exactly horizontal now. So after application of this torque, what happens, this point A of the line shifts to A dash. So in this case we can say that the line CA gets shifted to CA dash now. At the same time, if we join point A from the center of the shaft, we can consider this line OA. We can in this case consider it as a radius. Now when the rotation takes place because of the application of a twisting moment T, here the rotation takes place as a theta. So when the rotation takes place, then this line OA deform to OA dash in this case. Now let angle ACA dash is phi, which is in degrees, and angle AOA dash theta, which is in radians. Now here assume that tau is equal to shear stress induced at the surface, and G is the modulus of rigidity, which we also say it as a torsional rigidity of the material. Now in this case, as we know that because of the application of a twisting moment T, the shear stresses are developed. So the respective deformation in this shaft, we can say it as a shear deformation, or also we can say this phi as the shear strain in the shaft. Now in this case, we can here find in this particular triangle here, instead of considering this AA dash as a curve, if we consider it as a straight line, in this consider we can see here this is a right angle triangle. So in this right angle triangle, we can consider AA dash upon L. This is AA dash upon L will be getting as a tan phi. Now as this phi will be very small because of this deformation of this shaft, so in this case we can consider this tan phi will be equal to phi in this case. Now also if you observe this circular cross section of this shaft, here in this case we can define this arc length, that is AA dash will be equal to R into theta, that is radius of this shaft, and this angle subtended by AA dash. So in this case now we can say here phi will be equal to AA dash upon L. Now here if we can put here AA dash, this is the arc length of this shaft is equal to R into theta upon L in this case. So let us say this is equation number 1. Now if tau is the intensity of shear stress on the outermost layer and G is the modulus of rigidity of the shaft, as we discussed that as because of this twisting moment T, the shear stress is developed over this cross section or over this length of the shaft also. So here in this particular cross section, if we consider tau is the intensity of shear stress on the outermost layer of this shaft, so in this case initially we can define the modulus of rigidity of the shaft, as we know that modulus of rigidity is equal to ratio of shear stress upon shear strain. So when we take shear stress upon shear strain, here shear stress is tau and shear strain is phi in this case. Now phi, we have already established the relation of phi. Phi is equal to R theta upon L, that is equation number 1. So now therefore phi we can consider it as a tau upon G in this case. So now let us consider this equation as equation number 2 in this case. So now from equation 1 and 2 we find that tau upon G is equal to R theta upon L, or we can consider tau upon R is equal to G theta upon L. So by using this relation, that is tau upon r is equal to g theta upon L, we can easily find out the intensity of shear stress on the outermost layer, where this tau is the intensity of shear stress at outermost layer, r is the radius of the circular shaft, g is the modulus of rigidity of the material of the shaft, theta is, we can consider it as angle of twist, and L is the length of this circular shaft. So by establishing this relation, we can easily find out the intensity of shear stress on the outermost layer. At the same time, we can find the intensity of shear stress at any layer on the cross section by using this relation. Afterwards, after establishing this relation, then we can move forward for the equation of a torsion, which we will be discussing in the next video. Thank you.